Mikey, Buddha, and William Waffles.
I don't drink soda.
Screen record engaged.
Computer activate.
Which skill do you want to enable?
All of them.
I found a few skills that might help. Do you mean all sports?
Sure.
Here's the skill All Sports by Today Millionaires Incorporated. Welcome to All Sports. Do you want to continue?
Yeah, so absolutely. Yes. Continue.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your All Sports skill right now.
Why offer? Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast, everyone. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty, and we're joined by our brand new third, would you say No, I'm a
third
guest.
mic. We'll say third mic.
Guest.
Yeah.
We have a special guest.
One special
possibly.
guest.
This is like an audition, if you will, for this guy. Please welcome Computer.
Introduce yourself.
Computer, introduce yourself.
I'm Alexa, and I respond when you say my name.
Fuck. There
are lots of things we can do together.
No.
Ask me to tell you a joke. Read you a book.
Computer, we're gonna have to deprogram you here because your name is not can you say computer? Say I am computer.
Computer. Say I am computer.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Say I am computer. Computer.
Here, wait, hold on. We'll run it back to the introduction of computer. Computer. How are you?
When it comes to feeling great, let's just say that on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm an 11.
Okay.
You set him to 11 earlier, remember?
Yes.
This is your doing.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're already taking good care of our guest, Computer, and we are here today. You might wonder, why is there such a festive theme happening?
Well, it's that time of the year.
It is.
It only comes once a year at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically...
And these lights only cost once $1.
Yeah, I made a special trip to the Dollar Tree as
always.
We might have something to drop in here, maybe not.
So
what's the Dollar Tree?
I think that this is probably a good time to go ahead and announce our merger and our brand new sponsorship, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, they saw our episode where we were giving out nips. They actually came here. Remember, we called the lady. She was upset. She spoke to her manager. The manager was like, there's a huge misunderstanding. This is a prestigious
they came
podcast.
They came and picked up the trophy. Yeah.
They got the nip, yeah. And they were, overwhelmed, overjoyed. And they offered to sponsor us. So they are a brand new sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Dollar
Tree. That's fantastic. You know what? I was actually in San Luis Obispo recently over by Bed Bath & Beyond looking, doing some Christmas shopping. And there was a abandoned Dollar Tree building. And it's an completely abandoned Dollar Tree. And all that's left is the silhouette from the sign being ripped off of like the difference in paint. It just says Dollar Tree. And I couldn't help thinking to myself, man, like this is sad. Like what a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste of a Dollar Tree. But you know what? Thankfully, we've got several up here that are still up and running. Mm-hmm. And I paid a visit to ones a day. And we got some fantastic Christmas decorations for just $1 each.
And we will be good goddamned if that old abandoned Dollar Tree turns into a Five Below. We're going to protest.
Or even worse, a 99-cent only, where basically they advertise everything being only 99 cents, right? You'd think when you walk in there, yeah, sure. That's like common logic, right? Well, I walked in there under that assumption and I was completely wrong. This is basically just like, it's like a poor man's Rite Aid where you're going to get like $3 aspirin, but it's, definitely not 99 cents only.
Not at all.
Completely. That's like false advertising.
I went in there. I went in there the other day for. I was making a charcuterie for Thanksgiving, and I was getting crackers, and there was no crackers at the local Vons. Like they were all bought out. It's Thanksgiving.
You go in there thinking these crackers are only going to be 99 cents, right?
Yeah, I go in there. I'm looking at $1.49. $2.15. What kind of item is priced $2.15 in a grocery store? That's wild. And then they didn't have any crackers whatsoever in the cracker section. It's all cookies and crackers, and it was all cookies. and everything was well over $1. And it was a bad experience when I was in there. Every time I go into a Dollar Tree, it's a great experience. When I went into that 99-cent only, I was horrified.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Plus, I had my bag from the local Vons that had my meats and my cheeses and stuff in there, some honeycomb, things of that sort. Is that beef jerky?
Tobacco.
Is that beef jerky?
No idea.
Oh, it is. It's real tobacco.
Tobacco. You got a spittoon?
Spittoon?
Mm-hmm. Like a glass?
You can spit in this.
On the ground? I'm just kidding, man. It's beef jerky.
We could cut the top off of this.
It's beef jerky. You eat it. It's delicious. I was just doing like a little bit.
I don't trust it. It looks like weed hairs.
Can we smoke some?
Oh, should we? But what were we talking about? Dollar Tree? Yeah, they're a new sponsor. So you can go into your local Dollar Tree and let them know that the Natural Habitat Podcast sent you, and you get any item in the store for $1.
You get you some Jack Link's original beef chew for $1.
Yeah, and that's already a great deal.
Yeah, you go to like A&P, and that's gonna be like $3.
Yeah, so they're offering that discount to our listeners.
You go up in there and say NHP sent me, and everything's just gonna be $1, $1 only. You're gonna have to pay tax, but we can't get around that.
Yeah, depending on your state,
Oh yeah, just in California.
Yeah. So that's an exciting merger. Great things happening. We also have, our new guests, which will be helping us out, feeding us information. Now, we've been talking about
computer. What day did John Candy pass away?
John Candy died on March 4th, 1994 at the age of 43 due to heart attack.
Wow.
Thanks.
Way too young.
Way too young. R.I.P. John Candy.
So this is we've been wanting someone for a while, like an engineer. They have them in have you ever heard of any of the Joe Rogan podcasts?
As popular as Joe
Like that
Rogan
genre?
is, I don't think I've ever actually
But that genre.
I'm familiar with Joe Rogan, sure.
Joe Rogan, you got Joe Rogan.
He's like literally
Experience.
the most popular, right? Like he's like the #1 podcast there is.
He was. Not anymore.
No.
People don't really take him seriously anymore. It's funny because there was a good moment in time where he had like an extreme amount of influence and clout, and then it just quickly went away. And the whole thing was with the Spotify merger, because the Spotify merger sucked and it was all clunky and it was hard to listen to a show. And still to this day, when I go in and I'll listen to a podcast, and then I don't know, do you listen to podcasts on Spotify?
Sometimes.
So you know how when you go into like your new episodes or whatever, it'll give you your like most 3 recent podcasts that you've been listening to?
Yeah, I think so.
And you can just kind of jump back in,
Just pop right back and slide on it.
Slide on it. Joe Rogan has never showed up in that list for me. Every time that I listen to
I think there's some light scale shadow banning going on here with the podcasting worlds. Like I feel like, all these podcast providers, unless you're getting it direct from the source, and that's like we send you like a physical CD burned copy.
Yeah.
Like you're never
never
sure
know.
like if you're gonna get the whether like a redacted version or some sort of or maybe they just make it harder for you to come across this. And that's why, this show hasn't really taken off the way it should have.
Maybe we're shadow banned. We could be.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Computer?
I think all of my shortcomings
Is the Natural Habitat Podcast shadow banned?
Getting Natural Habitat Podcast from Apple Podcasts. Just so you know, while you're listening, you can ask me to fast forward or rewind by any amount of time, like 5 minutes. Now for your podcast. Here's the latest episode, number 613, Matchmaker.
I still hear these guys out.
I think it might tell us.
Podcast.
I don't drink soda.
I got ears. You got ears?
I got ears. I got eyes. I got eyes in the game. I got eyes on you.
Computer, stop. So we might be. I mean, but when I did ask, it brought us up. So that I don't think we're shadow banned. Because when you're shadow banned, you have to like, oh man, not this. Huge attempt, dude. That was a huge attempt to shadow ban us. I think we should probably just stop talking about it. Move on. So today's episode, we are going to go through some self-defense tactics. A lot of people out there, you're scared. You know, it's uncertain times.
These are, I mean, still uncertain times, and not so much because of COVID, because of attackers and potential ninjas. You've got
Human
muggers,
trafficking has been big.
traffickers, gangsters, mobsters, insurgents, terrorists, shooters, school shooters.
The Taliban's back.
The Taliban's back. It's the thing again. You've got degenerates. You've got graffito artists.
You got orphans.
You've got break dancers. You've got all these things coming at you.
Graph artists.
You've got. I mean, you go out in the streets. You got to prepare yourself.
You got the 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony going
Who
down.
are these guys, and why are they fighting?
Yeah, it's going down out there in the
So
streets.
I mean, and shit is getting real. In other words, and you've got to prepare yourself. You've got to know how to defend yourself. And I'm not the. I mean, I guess I could be the guy to teach you. Probably not the best guy to teach you, but I mean, I still feel like I'm qualified. Sure. I mean, sometimes, you know, the best teacher isn't necessarily like the best. You know what I mean? Like those who can't.
Those who can't do
Teach. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So that's what I was
And
going. Yeah.
it's not just us that you have to trust. We also have computer. How do you fight? Computer is not violent.
He's passive. He's a nice guy. He doesn't want to have to fucking, you know, like wipe your mind or make you go crazy or whatever powers he might have the ability to trigger.
Yeah, he doesn't want to and that is actually a great first step to fighting. Don't fight. You know, don't fight if you don't have to.
You
Get out of it.
Find a better way to work out your grievances and problems with another person.
Yeah, maybe
you know what I mean? Like,
maybe
be an adult.
instead of extending a fist, you extend a hand to your fellow
An
man.
olive branch.
You know, and
You give them like you literally go pick an olive branch.
And what was the other thing?
You put it right through
The eagle has like an olive branch, and then he has like arrows. He's like clutching arrows.
Yeah, so he's going to exchange the olive branch, and then like he's basically like gonna like kamikaze them and like extend the olive branch and then stab them right in the eye. Or no, right in the back. Or would he like come around and stab them in the back?
Well, he had a lot of arrows, he could go multiple ways with it for sure.
For sure, but
that
the point
is a last
he's,
resort.
Yeah.
And also the last step of his plan, really. But
yeah, and sometimes it's a first resort.
it's a metaphor for the last resort. But the American Eagle is indeed on a death mission, which, you know, sometimes you need to do. And when you are embarking on this mission, you want to have chew.
Yeah. Get the real stuff. I mean, beef jerky is good and all, but you're going to want to have tobacco too, because you're not going to be able to smoke. So
yeah, that'll give away your location for sure. And then you want to make sure that you have the skills and the equipment to protect yourself.
Yeah, so you're going to want to get your attributes up. So you're going to have like probably like 10 different attributes, and you're going to have like a measure of points assigned to each one.
You want to make your sheet, your character sheet, which you could just download like any like D&D character sheet.
So obviously you're going to have like the like power is one, speed, agility, shooting, attack, or like
Yeah, like an offense and a defense.
Yeah,
kind
like
of
not
thing?
just your shooting, but like your hand,
Melee?
hand striking,
Yeah.
your melee.
Uh-huh.
So that's 5 right there. Those are the ones you're going to want to focus on, but there's also going to be like defensive tactics. Ideally, the best defense is to just overpower your opponent with a strong offense.
There's
So
also
I would work on getting, those 5 offensive tactics.
yeah, you got your main 5, and there are a secondary 5 which you could focus on later, but you really need to master the main 5. You could worry about bartering and love making and the back 5 we call them, which is backup tactics. So, what was number 1? What was that list again of the top 5?
Power, speed,
agility, endurance,
shooting.
Shooting and melee.
Yeah.
Okay, so power.
So you're at about 3 now.
So like just a standard person starts off at 3. That's like your handicap.
I was giving an example.
Oh, okay.
So you're at 3 now.
Hypothetically, you're at 3 now.
What you're going to want to do is like work on power building tactics. So, whether it's weightlifting or creatine, steroids.
Work on a farm.
Farming, yeah, like lumberjacking, all those things. Those are going to get your attributes for that particular,
Yeah, I remember when I was
going to get you from about a 3 to like a 7.
When I was younger, I worked at this machine shop that made dumbbells,
Cast iron,
and like weights, like made the weights, and we would like cut them, and I was pretty much just transferring weights all day, and all the guys that worked there were like huge and all yoked because they just worked out for a living. And then I quit because I was like, fuck, this is horrible.
This is terrible. Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to do this for a living.
Yeah, but anyways, you want to get your stats up. So like speed, all of them.
And then the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get strapped up with weapons.
Oh, yeah. Especially once you've got that shooting attribute up, you're going to want to go hit straight to the gun store. I don't know, depending on what state you're in, maybe like that state's waiting period doesn't suit your particular needs. Like California, you're not getting that gun right away. So maybe you decide to take yourself from California down to like Texas. I don't know. You could probably walk out with like a AK in Texas, just like from like a grocery store.
Yeah, right away.
Same day. Yeah.
So you're going to want to get all of whatever the legalities of your state is, you want to ride that line, like there's a lot of loopholes that we have here in California.
And I'm saying you take a Texas gun and just bring it right back to California. So
ride the line isn't cross a state line is what you're saying.
So, Texas,
you want to Rittenhouse the gun.
I'm pretty sure if you were to,
or he didn't do that.
If you were to like, do what you had to do to stay up, you're not going to fall asleep, and you have the ability to drive straight to Texas, buy a gun, drive straight back to California without sleeping. You could do it in theoretically a little over 24 hours.
Computer. How long would it take to drive to Texas?
A drive to Texas would take about 23 hours and 56 minutes.
No, how long would a drive to Texas take doing like 100 miles per hour?
Computer. How long would it take to drive to Texas at 100 miles per hour?
A drive to Texas would take about 23 hours and 55 minutes.
So that's probably doing the speed limit. So say you're able to do, $120, you're getting about double the speed limit.
Yeah, so half the time, yeah. So yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. So 24 hours you can be back.
We'll say a little over less than 2 days. We'll say under 2 days.
So you're going to want to get all of the weapons that you can, because that'll help you feel a lot more comfortable at least. So if something does go down, you're prepared. Like recently I went to LA for Halloween. Did I tell you about the interaction that I had in the parking garage?
The mugger.
With the mugger?
Mugger, yeah.
Yeah, a guy tried to mug me.
Mm-hmm.
Or attempted to start a mugging, and then I dodged him. I did a juke move, which I feel might be racist now. Can I say juke still?
What is juke racist for?
Like a Jewish like a shifty, like a juke, like a quick movement.
I don't think that was like ever the implication.
Or a
juke.
It seems like a mix between that and like another one.
Like another one for that same.
No, a different. That's a different one.
I think you're just. I think you just like made that word.
So I juked him, and then I went back and I got a taser from the room that my girlfriend had in her bag, and I was like, I'm taking this with me next time. And I had the taser, and I felt way better, and nothing happened.
Oh, so you didn't like chase him down with the taser and like tase him like as?
No, he
like
he was out there when I went back out with the taser, and I was like, it's going to happen because here's the, he missed me the first time, so he's probably going to come up the second time. It's like lightning doesn't strike twice. And then he walked up towards me, hooked, he bobbed. He juked away this last second.
Wait, what did you say?
He juked me. And then he said, "Good day, sir," and just walked off. And like, obviously I was safe. I was safe the whole time.
I don't know. Like, I feel like once you had that taser in your hand, like you should have just gone straight up and gotten on the offensive. And
well, he knew
right
that I had
him.
it. I had it out. I had the safety off, and I was clicking it. So it was like,
yeah, but I mean, like, could you have been like more threatening with your demeanor?
Computer, what sound does a taser make? Yeah, I definitely could have been.
Here's something I found on the web. According to Tennessee.edu, when fired, the M26 taser emits a sound similar to small caliber gunfire, although it is significantly lower in volume.
So it's similar to gun fire, but much quieter.
Computer, play the sound of a small caliber gun firing.
Sorry, I couldn't understand, but I may have a few recommendations.
No, computer,
There's
play
a
a
skill
gun
called
firing.
Sound FX. Would you like to try it?
This fucking guy here.
Yes.
New guy's getting testy already.
Great. Here's Sound FX. Sound FX can play the following sounds: rimshot, quack, bark, honk, laser, gunshot, explosion, another explosion, burp, fart, another fart, and game over. Which would you like to hear?
Another fart.
Oh shit. So, just the sound of it alone was probably enough to deter this guy. And that's really all you need, is just the presence of a threat kind of like de-escalates a lot of situations. So take Agent Wolf, for example. The center of a recent meme that was shared.
Yeah, it's like this. Like, you're gonna have to give me the background on this, because this
isn't
what I thought it was.
This is lower. This is all lower level background here. So this was shared recently on Twitter or something, and some guy was like, "Check out the security guard at my local bar." And I'm not sure where they're from or whatever. This was just a picture, and then it was like security guards be like blah blah blah. And I saw this picture when I was on acid, and I wanted to go out to get cheeseburgers, but I couldn't drive
afraid
yet.
of the security guard?
Well, no, I was afraid of the world. I was afraid of everything out in the world because I still had mashed potato brains. So I wasn't sure if I could like drive a car or not.
Yeah, thank God you didn't.
And then I felt like I felt like I like started to be okay, but then I went outside and realized that I wasn't okay. And then I opened up Facebook and I saw this picture for the first time. And then I felt like if I had this exact
like all of his
outfit,
guns and all that, you would be fine.
Yeah, and his shirt, and his cross,
his duster,
his his duster, his knee pads.
Yeah,
if I had all this, I'd be able to go out.
He's like the ultimate protection.
I'd be able to not only drive a car, but get cheeseburgers and protect anyone from anything.
First and foremost, himself. Like he is well protected himself, and you got to protect yourself if you're going to protect anybody else. That's the first rule of being a protector or a security guard.
You can't love someone until you love yourself.
Exactly. Same application of that.
So he is very well protected, and I feel like that not an exit is protected. No one's even going to attempt to go out of that door. It's not an exit.
No, and it's also protected by the mop.
And it's protected by the mop bucket, and also Agent Wolf.
Sure.
So Agent Wolf owns this company.
Aghast. They've been hired 10 times, so I guess that's, I mean, a reasonable amount of, I mean, that's not...
he has more employees than he's been hired.
Yeah.
But maybe he just has...
9 years. No, I'm thinking 10 total times.
Yeah, maybe. 9 years in business.
He's got a phone number, doesn't he? Like...
Yeah.
Should we try to hire him? Like for something? Like what would we hire him for?
The page, the Rogue Status page. You just got the Instagram back,
that's
right?
Yeah, we did. We got the Rogue Status Instagram back. I'm happy to say, which, obviously Facebook owns Instagram. And when we got hijacked and lost the Facebook page, we apparently, at least temporarily, lost the Instagram as well. And I'm happy to report that through password recovery, I was able to get back into that bad boy, and it's now in my possession, which means that I'm just one step closer to not only finding the culprit of the hijacking, but recovering the Facebook page, and I'm happy to say that that's where we're at with that.
And I feel like we could hire him
to track down this NC Tyrant Hunter, because that's like another thing, I'm not going to get too far into that, but he's still a prime suspect and he's still out there. He's taunting me. He's been taunting me lately.
And I'm not sure where this guy's
$75 an hour. See, we could crowdsource that. Probably.
He takes Cash App and PayPal and shit. Here's him, one of his employees.
I mean, as long as we've got something for him, I figure we can get him on the horn and ask him about it, right?
Look, here's proof that he's arrested someone. This is someone that got arrested.
Yeah, it's like a small child or. But
he caught her, or whatever.
All right, let's give him a buzz. This fellow.
I have his number, which is available right. Wait, where is his number?
Come on, Harry Wolf. Harry Wolf.
I just had his dang number. No. Let's see here. Let's see. Hard to Kill soundtrack. Detroit Threat Management Center.
A Wolf.
Oh. I think this. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Boom.
Armed Guardian Angel Secure Transportation Services.
Yeah, he looks like he can transport anything.
All right, yeah, here's the number.
All right. So,
got that? So, look at, look, there's someone that he arrested.
It's the same one.
It's the same one.
Like I said, 10 total.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Can you get that number again? Might have been a miss.
It's 334-390-0181. Don't call him.
I didn't dial it right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I just want to pop in that last digit there and correct that.
So he arrested this girl.
Hello?
Hi, yes. May I speak with Harold, please?
Yes, sir. How may I help you?
Hi, Harold. My name is Tyler, and I just want to let you know I do have my colleague Michael on the line with me. The reason we're reaching out is it's kind of a long story. Basically, I'm making a documentary about a hijacking of a Facebook page, and we're in need of possibly some protection and you to possibly locate someone for us. Is that something you do?
Actually, I
I can do, I do have access to a private investigator and so forth as well, so that shouldn't be an issue. The guy who we work with from time to time, he's actually pretty low for pretty reasonable.
Okay, yeah, that would be that would be great. This is Michael. I'm on the call as well. So you have a private investigator that you work with that you could link us up with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
He works really, actually, not too far from where I work at the majority of the time. He works part-time at a store, too, when he's not doing what he's doing.
Okay.
Actually on the internet, too. But what does have to happen if you don't mind me asking?
So we have a music group, Rogue Status, and the Facebook page was recently stolen by someone who we believe we know has a lot of connections to the local area. We're in California, and we have done some investigating ourselves. We went to the Facebook headquarters. We tried to get, some sort of IP or information from whoever this new person was that was logging in to the account.
We've narrowed it down, and we're trying to, we've got a suspect, and we're trying to get some information about this person, and basically,
NC Tyrant Hunter. We don't have like a government name for this person yet. So, we know that they're based in North Carolina, but, as far as like any tangible information that we can provide on this person, aside from like social media, is kind of, like what we're trying to come to you for. Yeah. And then also we are doing this documentary. So if you would be interested in maybe setting up on some sort of future date, doing an interview, like a Skype, Zoom interview.
Okay, a documentary
on trying to recover this page. It's kind of like an identity theft documentary thing.
So basically going through, you actually documenting this, and actually making it into an all-out, full-out film or documentary where somebody can view and everything later on. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a good number for you that you're calling for right now?
Yeah.
Okay, we're actually going to do security at an event right now in a club. I can call you back in the morning. I actually had the contact information, or I'll text you his information.
Yeah, give him our email also. That might be like good. Like,
well, you just text it to me and everything. We go from there.
Okay, great.
Okay, and then like I said, I'm talking to Mike and who else?
Tyler.
Mike and Tyler. Okay, like I said before, I'll send you his information, and I'll let you already have mine, obviously, and we'll go from there.
All right, thank you, Harold.
You're welcome. God bless you too.
Likewise. That was scary. I didn't want to goof him. I didn't want to goof on him. Yeah, I was so scared. He knows all about us.
I mean, I got on the line, and I felt like I was gonna give him some sort of bit, and I have to be honest with this guy because I want him on the team. You know what I mean? we're not trying to grift you, Harold. We want you on the team, buddy. Like you would be probably a valuable asset to this documentary. And
yes, this is mainly because you are a meme right now. And it seemed like he might not have known about how he was a meme. Maybe he thinks the pictures.
I don't know. I'd say he definitely thinks that we're bullshitting him to an extent, but we're not, which is the funny part. We just gave it to him straight.
Yeah.
Straight as an arrow.
And we will pay for his services to help us.
We'll give him his little $75 an hour if he helps us.
And this isn't, it's not like we're going to send him on a goose chase. This is the actual thing that's happening.
I'm saying.
So, that is exciting.
Yeah, that was the first time we've ever gotten anybody
we got someone immediately on the first call.
We cast our reel and we reeled one in.
Yeah. Nicely done. So we now have a Gast LLC on the case.
So now, we've got a guy that'll teach you self-defense.
So let's actually show everybody who we just hired. If you're not familiar with this guy,
new Natural Habitat Podcast regular. I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm. And this is Agent Harold Wolf.
We got applause for him now that he's a part of the show.
Computer. Play an applause noise.
Large crowd cheering, version 2 by DV sound effects from Spotify.
Welcome Agent Wolf, baby. Yeah, that's right. Our brand new associate computer.
Cut it out.
Jesus.
Computer, when I make a sound, you stop whatever you're doing.
I don't know that one.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Fucking smartass.
All right, so we have here Agent Wolf. Let's show everybody who we just hired.
You got 35 weapons. Show me yours right now. What is that? That nigga got 18 knives. Ooh,
Samurai. So he called that a samurai, not a what would it be called? A katana? Or was that a samurai sword?
I'm sure he's gonna run him down. Can we see?
Hold on, wait.
And he's got no guns.
Oh, he's got guns.
Good, man. Good, we got the black RoboCop right here in the flesh. Good, don't play with this nigga, good.
All right, man, keep it going. We ain't got to talk about that. Keep it going.
Good, he gonna kill you, gonna stab you, good, he gonna shoot you, good. He on the outside, good.
So he just has compartment on compartment full of knives.
Man, what else he got, man?
What's that? What is that he pulled out, you think?
Man, what else he got, man? He got guns.
Maybe like a bomb.
Oh, there's just like keys,
Oh, there go them knuckles.
Red knuckles.
some brass knuckles.
Been in that county before I see you. Oh, that boy got bulldogs on him.
Where's the blicky?
Boy, you ready to fight all the
Oh, it's coming.
on the way hill right now, man. You seen about 30 dudes.
Good, did the real blade.
Aha! Oh shit! He's like got Wolverine claws. There's only two of them.
Are there real adamantium or whatever?
Yeah.
Good, you're a black angel, good.
I bet you can't hit a back for
Oh.
Oh my God.
There's a scope on it.
All right. There's a gun.
Oh shit!
Aw, they're posting that kid.
Yeah,
They're showing that little kid.
Yeah,
That's sad.
we'll cut it out. Don't worry. So that's him. That's Agent Wolf, and now he's part of the team. He's part of the crew. If we were to make a T-shirt of all the characters that we had in the show, Agent Wolf is now one of them. That's crazy. I can't believe we got a hold of that guy.
Man, no, I'm all bummed out because like now I have a face to this grave tragedy.
The kid?
Yeah, the kid. I mean, because like they've made it a habit of not showing them for so many years now. When a kid shoots up the school, ever since like Columbine, you don't see him. Like they do like a pretty good.
That was a different kid.
That wasn't the shooter.
No,
that happy little kid. There?
yeah, no, that was a different kid.
Okay.
That's what
Makes
like
me feel a little better.
that was a YouTube channel that does like a clickbait where they show a picture of some
okay.
different kid,
Gotcha.
and then when they run it down, it's
Gotcha.
like a whole other thing.
But have you noticed that? Like you don't. I guess you saw that. The last like shooter I remember seeing is the Charleston church shooter with the bowl cut. Dylan Roof.
Yeah, I remember that.
But like aside from that, like I don't think I saw.
Yeah, I think
any
the big one was like Aurora,
Did you see those
the
ones?
Batman
Did they show
shooter,
those?
the kid, and he had his hair dyed like the Joker.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing that one, and then yeah, but they really don't show, at least in the news, like you have to, because I was watching this whole compilation of this YouTuber that worked at this grocery store and then went to work one night and brought shotguns and fucking killed everybody that he worked with. And except for one girl got away. And on this, I guess there's security camera footage of her like stocking shelves with headphones in, and he like walks up behind her with his gun and like looks at her and like stands there and then turns and like walks away.
You spared her. You always got to leave one to tell the story.
Yeah, to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So he chose her, and she was also the hot one, I think.
She was probably always nice to him. When even out of pity, it was probably just pity, but he he remembered it.
Still nice. So like they compiled a bunch of footage from that guy's YouTube channel and showed it.
My phone number now too.
Yeah, this is like a whole thing. I think that we really, for one, you need to record your call with him. and we need to.
But we did record the call, right?
We did.
Okay.
But he's on his way to go do an event right now, some concert or something, and security. So we'll let him work, and then maybe here. How about this? Next week, just ignore his calls. Next week we'll follow up. We'll call him on here because I can make phone calls on here.
Oh,
we call him on there. We get him in.
Computer call Armed Angel Guardian Transportation Services.
I couldn't find that name in your contacts.
God.
Do you have their phone number?
No. Never mind.
So yeah, how many times in your lifetime have you...
Okay, you can always add it later under contacts in your Alexa app.
Thanks, computer. How many times would you say you've had to, actually, defend
myself?
Yeah.
I would say a handful of times. So like probably 5 or less.
Yeah, I'd probably say under 10. And I'm trying to figure out like whether or not like where it like the line is between like I had to defend myself and I was just getting bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like a fine line.
Because there were times when I didn't defend myself, unless you count running away.
So we're talking times you did defend yourself.
And then there's also times that I wasn't defending myself and I was in an active fight. So I was attacking someone else instead of defending myself.
Oh, see,
which I wouldn't count either.
See, like I always feel like it's like self-defense. But like even if you're just attacking somebody, we're gonna count that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a handful.
All right. A few.
There's really only.
Have you ever had to get at somebody with one of these? What we got here is a knife.
Yeah.
And I feel like like a lot of people are going to want to push the hand-to-hand combat and martial arts and just street fighting element of self-defense to you. And I'm not one of those guys. You know what? I feel like my best niche, if I'm in the situation where I have to defend myself, is to have a little bit of a, like a edge, no pun intended. So maybe I'm a knife guy. And I feel like, guns, they're loud, they're bulky, they're controversial. You never hear anybody saying, hey, let's ban all the knives. No, that's because it's more of it's a classier knife. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can't do like a mass stabbing. You gotta like work at it one at a time. So really what you would have to do is like barricade people in to like an auditorium.
Mm-hmm. Get them all backed up against the wall.
Like they're all stuck in an auditorium. I mean, like assuming that they can't overpower you, which they most likely can. But I mean, theoretically, you get them all packed in an auditorium. You could stab them all one by one, and it would be, at least you would have like earned the mass killing a little bit more than just like an automatic rifle that just does all the work for you.
Yeah, you actually went in and you got your hands dirty. Yeah. So, I don't know what that's. And that might be borderline.
When you're hunting a buck. Yeah, I can't say this. Can't say anything.
Yeah, these are jokes, folks. Officers. But yeah, you're going to want to get yourself a knife because this is step 2. Step 1 is running away if you can. Step 2, knife.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make is that, like, even if you can't, like, throw hands with the best of them, you get yourself a knife, and that's gonna, cut even the biggest enemy right down to size.
Yeah, and it does enhance your hand. And
it does. It gives me like I've got like all of a sudden I've got this elongated razor sharp finger that just extends from my flesh.
So now when fighting with a knife, I've always heard that you want to hold the knife like this.
That sounds right.
You want to hold it like a serial killer, stabbing up like the Scream.
See, I'm picturing more of like a prison shank type thing where you just like walk up, like kind of slip it out of your. You have it,
and you do one of these.
Yeah, you have it tucked away in here, and you just kind of.
See, you're thinking of you're thinking of a tack knife. I'm talking defense knife. Are you trying to slide it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to slide it out of my sleeve. Like,
okay, let's see. I mean, these are dollar store knives, right? They probably won't cut us. They're not that sharp. Okay, yeah. If you hide it in here, and then you go, huh. So you know, that's look. And then you jib them like
that's
attack knife. Like that's attack. Times. That's the attack stance.
Yeah.
So we're talking defense. This is self-defense. So when you're on the defense, you always want to hold it this way. So that way, when you go like this and you hold your hands back, no, don't do anything. It's still pointed at your assailant.
Okay, I like that.
And then you want to, when you do stab him, you want to twist it back, and then slice. So that way you defend yourself very well.
Ideally, this knife would be serrated on both sides, right? So that way, like, it gets to like
a basilisk or whatever.
Yeah, or like a bayonet.
Yeah,
or a bayonet. So like we could probably put this on like a handgun too, and then you would have like a mini bayonet on your handgun.
Yeah,
you get some Gorilla Tape and a handgun, and like all of a sudden, like you can shoot pop 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 with the handgun, or you can just like you've got. I think I have that handgun. And I mean, again, if you have a handgun, you really don't need to defend yourself. Like at that point, like you can stand to be the offender, if you will.
I don't have my handgun; it's safely locked away.
So say that this is your handgun, right? Mm-hmm. You just tack the knife on there.
Bayonet,
baby.
So that's good if you have the handgun, but you don't want to escalate it to the last level.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to go to the final level.
You want to stab someone to death. You don't want to.
You want to see it. You want to feel it. So, I'm excited about Harold joining the team, and here we have, I would consider Harold's competition. This is like the other side of the spectrum, and this is Detroit Threat Management Center.
So this is like
some guy.
This is like the Protect Paso
of Detroit,
like the SenCal News.
Yeah,
or, it's like a small town rivalry between this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
This guy looks a little bit more official. But you know what? He has not agreed to appear or participate in the documentary. So like
he has not.
Slight edge so far to Harold still.
Mm-hmm. And this guy is, a little bit more presentable, a little bit more clean cut.
Oh wow! Look at his views. He's got like 1 billion views.
Yeah, but this is like these are the shorts. So this is like YouTube's TikTok.
So they just play it for people that didn't ask for it.
Yeah. But he does get, because look, this channel, just videos, have gotten 119 million views.
They pay for that.
Oh wait, I guess that's this video. 119 million views. Well, fuck. I don't know, dude. Oh yeah, the channel has 235 million views.
Jesus.
So he is a little bit more presentable, but keep in mind that neither this guy nor Harold are police officers, are associated with the police, or, as far as we know, are licensed security. See,
I feel like
guards.
this guy would be like closer. You would assume just by the way he's presenting himself, but that's just the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could be.
Appearances are deceiving.
You can't judge you can't judge a book by the cover.
Yeah.
Of the book.
You can't. You have to read the
You got to read like the foreword, or like the back of it at least.
Yeah, or like the inside of the flap.
Yeah. Or like an Amazon review.
Yeah, something. You got to read. Like you can't just read opinion. The cover and be like, I know everything about this book. So, this guy. Look at anybody that's ever got grifted by anyone. They go, "Oh, he was such a nice guy. He was so honest. He was a Christian. He helped." I never thought he would ever do this.
Yeah,
he's the last person that I thought would do this. So, That's all we're saying. We're not saying he's a bad guy. This guy might be great.
No, we're just saying that the devil can sometimes be disguised as, your best friend.
The wolves dressed in sheep's
wolf in sheep's clothing.
Wolf,
you've
wolf
got
on Wall Street,
like a cartoon Tex Avery style horny wolf, just showing up in like a little children's sheep costume. That's
it. So let's see this guy's techniques.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. I'm going to share with you right now what to do.
Yeah, he's definitely giving me like the vibes of like a retired police sergeant.
Yeah. You know what this guy did 2 years ago? He was a dentist.
The chest against the wall, and a criminal is holding you at bay. And the reason why they're doing this is because this is how they search you for weapons, how they're going to take things from you, also how they're going to harm you physically and keep you from running or pulling out a weapon is by getting close and pinning you to a wall or to a car.
Yeah,
in this case, it's striker fire, so there's no hammer in the back.
Have
so
a
the first
referee
thing
count
is
three.
we can't move out of the way, we can't move offline. And if I were to try to move this, as soon as he saw my hand move, he's going to fire. So we have to make this weapon not fire. And to give an example of the human reaction time,
Pull the
when
pin
he
out
sees
of
me
the
move,
gun.
he's going to fire. So the reason why it didn't move, the slide didn't slide, is because I inhibited it by pushing it to the rear. From there, what we do is push the barrel back towards the aggressor, and now you have the weapon. And if you don't want to shoot, then you just pin them down to the ground using their finger and taking them under control.
I feel like he's giving people horrible, horrible advice.
That is the worst advice. He said, grab the gun with a split second between life and death. Grab the gun, hold the bolt as it's back. You see how fast that happens? That's a play gun. It happens way faster than that in like an actual gun.
Dude, he's going to get somebody killed if they listen to that advice. That's wild.
And you're supposed to grab it and
so
hold it
I
back.
feel like Harold Wolf would never give you that advice. He knows how deadly each one of his 35 weapons are, and he's not going to have you give you like the false mislead you into thinking that you can disarm him when you absolutely cannot, because he's a skilled
Look, check this out. Neither of us are gun experts, or we're safety experts, gun safety experts.
No, I'm an expert and a gun enthusiast.
Separately.
Expert or gun enthusiast, expert, about other things, not necessarily about guns. You put them together, and I am a gun expert, but by definition, like traditional definition, maybe not quite.
So check this out. I don't know what kind of gun this person is attacking you with, but think of just your standard kind of bolt action revolver, like a pistol, right?
Like a Glock,
Think of a Glock
9mm.
Okay, so you fire the Glock, right? The bolt. What's it called? Is it called the bolt or the thing that moves?
The hammer. You cock the hammer.
Anyway, the whole top of the gun, it moves back, right?
You got your lock, you got your stock, you got your barrel, and you got your bullet.
Uh-huh.
And then you just bop, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so your stock is the sliding part, right? Lock, stock. The lock is the safety.
Yeah, the lock.
The stock is the part that slides around. The barrel is where the bullet comes out.
Yeah.
So your stock, it's sliding back, right?
Yeah.
Now, the whole point of this stock is to eject the shell of the bullet that you fired, and the stock going back into place. The new bullet slides up from the clip. The stock going back catches the bullet, pushes it into the barrel to prime it for the next shot, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So when this thing fires back, it's expelling the shell.
See, why don't they
before it slides back? So that means that the bullet's been fired. So when it goes back, if you hold it, the bullet's still been fired. It's just not going to push the next bullet into the chamber.
No, can't they have like guns where it expels the shell, and then the shell is caught and converted into another like bullet, and then projected, and then you shoot the shell at somebody.
I mean, and then with time, you could do that.
That way, there's no mess.
I wonder, that'd be cool if like someone did a drive-by on your homie, right? Like say you're in a gang, South Central LA. Someone does a drive-by on your homie. You show up to meet him. He's there. His body's there. You see on the street are a bunch of shells. You see that there was a murder. You gather the shells, right? So that you can make it look like an accident so that you can get your own justice, street justice, right? That's actually, we'll call it street justice too. And then you go back to your workshop, right? Which is just a little shed behind your house. And you have like a press where you make bullets. So you're taking the shells, the spent shells that murdered your homie, and you're filling them with gunpowder.
I'm thinking like a can crusher type mechanism where you're just popping like a lever down.
Have you ever seen it? My homie's dad used to make his own ammo, and we used to go in there and make bullets.
Okay.
And you do like a thing, and it presses the gunpowder down. Pop, pop. And then you put the bullet in there and you cinch it and it pops it.
Drops into like a little.
And you make your own bullets and you put them back in a gun and you fire them back at the assailants. The rival gang. So yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is horrible advice because this bullet is fired. I can almost guarantee that even if you were to pull the trigger and catch it when it came back, the bullet's going to fire.
No, yeah.
All the inner workings are like going on.
Clearly this is something that he's rehearsed, hundreds and hundreds of times probably. But like the average person, if ever in that situation, isn't going to be able to react that quickly to that and do any of that. So really he's just, giving, he's putting them in a situation where the aggressor is more than likely just going to fire on them and get them killed.
Okay. Now, this is a good video because you have children, correct?
I do, yeah.
You have 2 kids?
I've got two beautiful children. And
I mean, God forbid that anybody ever try to abduct your kids, human traffic your children, Sometimes people just come up. They snatch them out of Walmart.
Oh, is that right?
Snatch them out of public. Sometimes it's your friends.
Is that right?
People that you're close to.
Oh, really?
Your co-host on podcasts.
You trying to say something, Mikey?
It's happened before is all I'm saying.
Stay away from my house, Mikey. I don't want to see you on my cul-de-sac.
I'm definitely of no threat to your kids, but the world is a threatening place.
It's a dangerous place out there. Again, you've got assailants, you've got break dancers. We already ran through the whole list of.
So we're now going to learn how to protect your child from an abduction. So this is a great way for him to get clicks based off of horrible tragedies. But I'm sure that he's going to teach everybody.
Why is there a biohazard sign on that van?
I think that's his SWAT machine. SWAT machine? Yeah, it's a SWAT machine. You've heard of slot machines?
And there's a biohazard sign on his child.
New merch.
Back up. All right, so the way that works.
Okay, so, before he breaks it down, I'm sure we should probably break it down. Guy runs up, grabs your kid. Death grip on the kid, starts pulling. You want to go ahead and grab his hand and your child's arm. You disconnect. Tell him to back up.
He's just instantly been like, oh, my bad. Let me just go about my day. I wasn't actually going to do anything. Let me think this through. You know what? I'm going to walk away. Yeah. My bad.
Child abductors.
Sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you.
As soon as somebody kind of starts talking about hey, what are you doing with that kid? They immediately are like, what are you talking about? Nothing.
No,
I'm so sorry.
They never double down and be like, oh, now I have to get really make this really messy.
Yeah. So let's hear him break it down.
The way that worked, when the man grabbed the child's arm, the mother pushed here on the thumb, causing the thumb to let go. This would help if someone tries to grab your child against your will. You're able to break the hold so you can get your child free from an aggressor.
So you press the thumb.
Yeah. Detroit Threat Management Center.
Here. This is about the size of a child's arm, right?
Okay, yeah.
So try to do the thing. Here, I'll hold it. Press my thumb.
Come here, little kid.
Release my hand.
Give me your hand, kid. Give me. Oh! I push under your thumb there.
He said
Is there like a pressure point I'm trying to hit?
Here,
Like
let's
to like
see.
hurt somebody?
The thumb to the mother
Okay. So he's going to show the
pushed
tactic.
here on the thumb, causing the thumb to let go.
Push the thumb like
This would help
Like it's a
if
little.
someone
you
tries
just-
to grab your
you-
child
It's like a
against your
little
will, you're able
switch.
to break
It's like a
the
light
hold.
switch. Just flip it on. You flip it off.
So I guess also, just to be like not biased and not, one-sided and stuff. If you are out here, maybe someone's out here trying to abduct a kid or trying to get a kid back from like a bad relationship or something. You want to make sure your thumb's straight and not bent like this. 'Cause if it's bent like this, they're going to do the pressure point thing. But if it's straight, they're not going to be able to do anything. So he's really just teaching abductors how to abduct.
Yeah, he's basically giving them like. Now, do you think he's saved anybody, or do you think he's like been in a situation where he has to use any of these tactics, or do you think he's just like hypothetically giving out this advice entirely?
I think that this is all
Detroit Urban
this is all life-saving advice.
See, like the fact that he's driving a convertible right now, like that's that's not what I want to see from this guy giving this advice. I want to see like a pickup truck or like at least like a something that could like a Charger. You know what I mean? Like something that could be police.
Well, he's flexing right now. It's on the weekend, and he's making some content for his TikTok. Yeah. But what really bothers me the most out of this guy is that you don't see with Agent Wolf is this guy's fake credentials. What is that name tag for his own business? Like,
well, he
acts like he's a level 4 fucking access.
In his household, there's multiple security clearances, and he has to. He's probably got like some cousins or like distant, like semi-distant, maybe relative or like by marriage relatives that he has working security in his house and like stopping his children.
You're probably right. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't it be huge security measures? So if you're driving around in your convertible and
through like a very nice neighborhood, look at the house.
Yeah, need to defend yourself. Here's some mobile countermeasures.
We're going to show you what to do for a mobile countermeasure if someone's following you in a vehicle. If you notice a vehicle behind you, like this black truck, you're going to make 3 consecutive right-hand turns.
See, okay, now that's not a truck. That's like a luxury SUV.
Yeah.
Then you're going to make 3 consecutive left-hand turns.
So 3 right-hand turns, 3 left-hand turns.
If the car is still behind you and you look back there, they're still there, you're going to go to the nearest police station and call 911 on the way. When you call 911, try to keep your operator in line if you can, get your operator number, and then also make sure you get the address, the right police station. In this case, it's 12th Precinct here in Detroit. And you also make sure when the vehicle comes by, when they drive by you, you try to get their license plate number.
Okay, well, what if they also just happen to be driving the way that you're driving? Nobody's taking 3 right-hand turns and 3 left-hand turns?
I'm trying to think. 3 right-hand turns. So right, left.
I mean, I could think about times that I've done that, like in cities where they have a lot of one-way streets downtown, and you like miss a road, and then you have to go this way, and then you have to go that way.
Sure. So
you
just because you use a particular sequence of
and you're not familiar, now you're a suspect.
That puts you. That's a reason for you to pull me over and shoot me, probably.
Yeah. Now I'm on some list, and
now all of a sudden, like I'm Al Qaeda, or all of a sudden you have the right to search my video or vehicle and tell me that my car smells like weed. Probably.
So here we have anti-carjacking gun disarm. And then we also have what to do if you get shot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. If you are victimized by a carjacking, we're going to share with you some intelligent options to help you survive. We do not encourage you to resist. If the car...
So...
Intelligent options to help you survive. We do not encourage you to resist. If the carjacker just wants the car, give them the car. If they want to take you and or your child, do not allow that to happen because you probably will not survive, according to experts, at a secondary location. If the gun is to the rear of your head, pin here to the column, drive away. It'll peel out. If it's here in the window, head forward, you're offline, grab the barrel.
Offline.
If the weapon is more to the front, head goes forward, weapon goes up and back, and now you have the weapon.
No.
This is how the gun disarm works. Number one, move what's in front of the barrel always. So if it's more to the front, I move to the rear. Grabbing the barrel frame up, back towards the
up. It pointed towards his head.
I move my head to the front. Then you would actually come under, redirecting. Now you have the weapon. This is what you would do if you decide to resist, and this would increase your survivability.
Survivability.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is that?
I think that might be
computer is survivability a word?
Computer. Is survivability a word?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Wikipedia.org, the word was subsequently utilized in the 20th century by Francophone Canadians as la survivance, and also employed by the French theorist Jacques Derrida to denote a spectral existence that would be neither life nor death.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. So now we have what to do if you get shot. So this, is kind of gonna happen to you if you take this guy's advice. You're gonna get shot. So after that happens, he has more advice. His whole channel is based on not getting shot.
Yeah, imagine taking this guy's advice, getting shot, and then having to
taking his advice again.
Like, God damn it, I have to take his advice again on what to do now.
Urban survival training. We're going to share with you today some ideas that can assist you in the event that you get shot. Push the barrel up, back towards the
front. Wait, hold on. Wait, no. You just got shot in the chest.
He's like, you just get shot. Just do the exact same thing I told you to do. Just do it after you've gotten shot.
It's all the same stuff.
In the event that you get shot. Push the barrel up, back towards the aggressor, and you can actually use his finger to control him if you wanted to, or just strip the weapon from them. Whatever you do, remember, get the gun, because the only thing worse than getting shot is getting shot again.
Fuck, and that was the whole thing. That's all he said.
All of his advice.
Don't get shot again. Just keep trying to grab the gun from them.
Look at that face. He's like, dude, I'm doing nothing. I'm making so much money on YouTube giving this advice. This is like look at the views on this. 1 million views. Almost 2. What to do if you get shot. You're going to want to point the gun away. Now you're offline.
Oh, let's see the 10 strike combination in 3 seconds.
Oh, man. I feel like we need the Steven Seagal music for this one.
Okay. Oh, first of all, this is 11 seconds too. So, oh man.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. We have this and other advanced training for you.
I need to run it back. Run it back.
Yeah, I'm slowing it down. Playback speed. We're going slow, baby. Here we go.
All right.
So you start off.
First strike. He's coming out. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh.
11. Unsa.
Oh, man. I mean, granted, I don't know that any of those blows were
effective whatsoever.
Also, that guy's just pretty much just playing like a human balloon.
Yeah, like any attacker would do that.
Detroit Urban Survival Training.
He just put his hands down and just got attacked.
That was a sick combo, though. All right, so we don't have this guy though. We're given this guy all the time when Harold.
Yeah, we don't have this
Harold
guy.
Blade is the real star of the show.
Harold Wolf. Okay, one more on what to do if you're getting choked. Which maybe your assailant doesn't have a gun. A lot of assailants won't.
2 hands from here.
They're going to be grabbing your throat with 2 hands.
Off the throat.
Grab their gun.
Wait, you choke them? Is that what he's saying? He's saying if someone chokes you, you choke them back.
You clap their ears, right?
Someone
Is that what
grabs
he's
your
going to
throat
do?
with 2 hands.
Clap his ears, box
You're
their
gonna push
ears.
off the throat. You don't want to hurt them. If you want to hurt this person, they're really strong. You're not going to be able to grab their arms. You're not going to be able to knock them off. You're not going to be able to knock them down like this. You will not be able to grab a bigger person, stronger person's hand and pull his fingers out. It's not going to work. But what can work is you take your hand just like this, go right into the eyes, pushing outward. Then you transition out, smash the skull into the wall
you just
or the ground.
Smash their skull.
Because all of a sudden they're
or striking the throat.
So you smash their skull into the wall, and then you break their knee and then strike their
wild
throat.
ass YouTube channel. I'm surprised this hasn't gotten pulled for just like being like completely hazardous and like not the best advice.
Yeah, it's horrible advice.
Rifle disarms. Holy fuck.
Fuck. This thing goes for days. How to escape from a side bear hug. So that's just like if you have an aggressive coworker.
Active shooter disarm countermeasure.
Active shooter disarm countermeasure. All right, yeah.
God damn it.
Let's see that one. Why not?
How many tragedies could this video have prevented, do you think?
Yeah, if it only came out in time for all of the school shootings.
Oh no, see that was the kid. Oh.
Damn it. He just fucking snuck out of there.
Detroit Urban Survival Training and share with you what you can do to help yourself and others survive when faced with an active shooter. In this situation, he was going to shoot. As soon as he sees me move, the reason why he can't is because I'm going to come under the line of sight, push down. If there's a shot, it's down at the ground. Take your finger here under the nose or in the eye. If it's serious, you believe you want to stop this person using the highest level of threat management. Pulling their eye down, securing a weapon.
I love how he's not worried about people defending themselves or being
just hanging
safe
on
or anything.
Like, immediately, like you poke him in the eye, and he's just gonna release his grip on the rifle. Like,
He's
100%.
And he's really, really, I would say, most concerned about the attacker's eyes and if it's serious enough or not. He's like, only if this is serious, then you go for the eyes.
Like, yeah, if he's probably not going to shoot you, you just leave his eyes alone. But if the bullet's already starting to come out, you see that bullet popping through, then you want to think fast.
And I'm surprised that he didn't say anything about the eyes when you've already been shot.
True.
Forget the eyes. We're past that. And I think that that's odd. He's telling people to like do a matrix thing around the bullet barrel.
So like having, taken into account the techniques we've gotten from both of these guys, like, do you feel more, like better suited to protect yourself and protect your household and your lady?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's a school shooter, I wouldn't be there.
We're not in school anymore, so we don't even have to worry about that.
That's the biggest.
And that's the most common shooting, right? Is like a school shooting now.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it's got to be. So
that's lit.
Like we're good.
not gonna get school shot, dude.
No.
That's actually probably the best advice we can give to avoid a school shooter.
Just finish up school.
Yeah.
Finish up school. Really, it's going to seem like a long time.
Or whatever.
I'll probably do it in like a year and a half. Just pass the GED, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, do some sort of alternative
Get right out of
program.
school. Just so that's like avoid school and war, and I think you should be good.
So we got these
ninja
assailants punching bags that we were going to do like some demonstrations on.
No, I don't.
But I'm thinking we just like stab them now.
Yeah, that was my plan the whole time.
All right, yeah. Let's give it a little. Yeah, so that's how you stab.
Ooh, I got his eye.
Oh shit! I think that this might not be good for YouTube. We're gonna get our second flag. We'll be like
Natural habitat recording.
God bless you, gentlemen.
likewise.